Hey everyone, I want to talk to you guys about something that I feel is very, very important, right? So lately, what I've found out while I'm working and going through my process every day, that one of the most difficult things that we are running into is trying to find good men and women who are willing to work, young men and women who are willing to work. And what I spoke about before, because I used to be on a station and I used to share this message and say to you all that AI is coming. This is probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and nobody really paid attention to it. Now AI is here. So I said we need to get ourselves together. And unfortunately, many of us have not gotten ourselves together. We are still struggling businesses looking for good help, reliable help, dependable help, and consistent help. And I'm saying this because I wanted us, as really speaking to black people, right? You really need to focus on getting yourself involved in trades. Many of us are not made for trade. Many of us are going to go to college to get something. But we need to start rethinking the way that we're moving in the future. We need to really, because in reality, we are behind in so many things. We as a country are behind in so many areas that we don't realize how far behind we are. And our systems, to a certain degree, are broken, right? We have the people on the left, people on the right, trying to outbalance each other. But really, it's only one system. And we really need to work on understanding the importance of our careers. They're not like they used to be when I was coming up. The opportunities were a little bit more wide open. There were factories, there were black businesses, there were many people were being employed, black people in places where they needed to be to secure themselves. But do you know when I was coming up, and trust me, I'm way over 50, that my grandparents at that time had more then than what we have now. They own multiple houses, they own multiple pieces of land, cars, they had clothes. They really had themselves in different situations than what we have now. Now we have a lot of guys who living with their moms because they think that's the thing to do. We got moms holding on to the boys, or men thinking that that's the way that it's supposed to go. We have girls who are allowing things to go on in their lives, and that's the way that it's supposed to be, that it's not right. And we just have a lot of things that are unorganized. So I think what we need to do, we really need to focus on our ingenuities, right? We need to focus on getting ourselves in order, black people. Small businesses is a very piece of our lifestyles. It has been since I was a young man. It has been since my grandfather was a young man. When I was coming up, a lot of our stores in our neighborhoods were black people. When I grew up and got a little older, a lot of the stores were black people, but they started to decline. Learning a trade. If you don't hear me, again, like you didn't hear me for AI, you need to hear me about trades. Anything and everything that is being built, remodeled, created, designed, it's all about trade. Go online and just Google trades. Just Google trades, or put trades in any one of your browsers and figure out what a trade is, and pick a trade and learn a trade. You have so much control over your life when you are doing a trade. No one can tell you when to take your vacation. No one can tell you when not to take your vacation. No one can tell you how to grow, when not to grow. What time to start, what not time to start. It's all about accommodation and responsibility. Well, not so much responsibility, but relationships with your customers. And no, everyone is not set to be a tradesman. But as many of you who can, I advise you to find the trade that you want. And I've said this before in my previous videos. Find a trade that you would be interested in. Find a company, a black company. Go to them and ask them, can you bring me on as either an intern or part-time paid services? and be willing to do whatever is necessary to get yourself to the next level. Because black people, you hear me well, many of us who are doing something in small business, entrepreneurship, in your neighborhood, you see all the stores and the restaurants and the salons and the barbers and the lunch trucks and so many great things, the investors and the builders. A lot of these people are soon to be very, very minimal. Very, very minimal. You can't even find a black nail salon, and you know, you can't even find really a black corner store anymore. You can't really even find too many black of anything, right? They're very, very small now. And even in my business, in the professional services business, I have two companies. I have a construction company and I have a remediation company, and I deal with fire, water, mold, storm, odor, sewage cleanup. You can't find good help. And I know that we've had some bad experiences with black people, as we would say, oh, I hired this black company or this black guy and blah, blah, blah. And you say all that. That's fine. But you'll never see other people get in distress with their own and go over to you. They will try another one that looks like them, and they will keep going until they find the right one. There are a lot of good and great black businesses, entrepreneurs, contractors. You just have to keep looking and ask the right questions, right? And then sometimes you have to look at yourself and what part did you play in any of this negativity, because many times as homeowners or as people, you're just nasty. You're just a bad person, and you know no one can, can help you realize that. Well, if you step in front of me, I'm going to identify that for you and let you know that that's not right. But, and I speak to black businesses. I speak to the black people who are professionals. Like, you have a job to do as well, and that is you have a job to give better service, right? You have a job to give people what they are asking for with the gratitude and the empathy that they require. They're spending their money with you. They want to support you. That's why they're there. And you need to look at that. So when they walk in your door, your place needs to be clean. When they walk in your door, your greetings need to be warm. When they walk in your door, if they have complaints, your complaints really need, to be heard. People's complaints need to be heard. When they walk in your door, they need to make sure that they're greeted friendly by whoever is there to control your business. And you need to open up on time, right? So you need to give back what you expect. And that's one of the things in our communities that our black people have lost the way of being organized. And together, we should support each other. And sometimes you have to give a little to get. It's not always about a profiting situation, right? Because the profiting comes when the greatness of people talking about your business shows up. And if you're a business where people have talked about you on social media or enhance and empower you in other areas and you're growing, that's a credit to you as a business owner. And then you have those that people talk about because they continuously have bad service. And then we let other people come into our neighborhoods and our communities, and they even give out the same thing that they see that we give out. So we, even as business owners, we had to step our game up, right? You have to step your game up. And you have to really, really start being an educator. You have to really start being a good creator. You have to really step up and be a good person. Because I've walked into businesses and it's just, the customer care is horrible. The customer satisfaction is horrible. The greeting is horrible. Even if it's your owner, and I've mentioned this before, go back and watch some of my videos. I've walked in establishments and the owners were there, and the owners were very nice. They talk to you, they greet you, they're happy to have you. You want a cup of water while you're waiting, those type of things. You want some juice while you're waiting, no problem, just relax. Then you go in this and you see people sitting around, they're on their phones, they just, they take so long for the food because there's so much going on that is unorganized, or they run out of something that they shouldn't run out in the middle of the day because no one's did any quality control. We have to do better, right? But we really need to understand, and this video was so important to me, black folks, because I'm beginning to see how we are declining in so many areas and losing visibility. Everything is beginning to look different now. The landscape is definitely beginning to look different. We're not running operations anymore. We're not in sitting at the cash register anymore like we used to. And even in the trades, people are taking over the trades that we used to own and control, and they don't like us in the first place. Let's put it that way. They don't like us. And you will never find us doing work for them. They will not call us to do work for them. They'll go through thousands of them before they even can imagine what we will do. But the first thing with us is black people. We'll go through one and we'll call 15 of them, and we'll have them come, and they will make all this money, charge you all this money, take this money to their community, to their people that look like them, enhance their community, grow, buy new houses, buy new cars, buy new trucks, show up to your job, show up to your house in new trucks and new cars, and you wonder, wow, people have not been here for a very long time. We've been, how come we don't have it? Well, that's because you give up on us the first time one of us do something wrong, and you give your money someplace else. And we have to do better. We really have to do better. And never be afraid to find the owner of the establishment that you're at. Never be afraid to say, hey, listen, I want to support you, but this is the reason why not. And don't be afraid to pick up this and ask someone, hey, do you know anybody else? Do you know somebody? People say, oh man, I tried the black guy and black guys or a black girl, whatever, and they messed up. And then they immediately go to somebody else. But you go to somebody else and ask them, they'll never tell you they've tried one of the people that look like them or who they are, and they went to black people. No, because they're smarter than we are. They know somewhere in there's going to be a good, great, reputable person that looks like them. And that's how it is. They spend their money with them regardless of the fact. So we need to really, guys, concentrate on understanding what trade is. Start looking into getting into a trade. You young folks, listen to me now that I'm telling you. There are going to be no jobs for you to do. And while if there's a job that you can think of right now, I'm sure they're preparing AI to be in charge of taking that job from you. Like the lady says, I got 18 employees that answer the phones and do all this stuff, and I'm getting ready to get rid of 15, 16 of them because I have AI now, so I don't need them anymore. So what do those employees do? Whereas if those employees were in trades, right, even in construction trade, hanging windows, hanging doors, hanging gutters, people who are good in doing gardening, you have people who can do trimming, people who do floors, people can do railings, people can put steps in, people can tile, people can sheetrock, people can plaster. Those things you don't even have to do, but you can manage and control the company and have someone with the knowledge to do so. But you are involved in the trade. They're always going to build. There are always going to be electrical issues. There are always going to be plumbing issues. There's always going to be some type of need that you're going to be involved in when it comes to the trades. But go online and pull up trades. You got dental assistants, you got dental hygienists, anything in the medical field. The medical field is not going anywhere, as you know that. The medical field is strong. You want longevity. You all are bouncing around out here, going from job to job and thinking that that's cool. You think that stores are going to have cashier jobs. No, they're going to be gone in a second. You think that they're going to need you to drive a forklift. No, they're not going to need that in a minute. They're not. You guys think that security jobs that you're able to stand there and watch something, they don't need that anymore. Machines are going to do that. So you need to look up what trades are, and you need to be able to be ready to fix these things that are broken. That robot is going to need to be fixed. That flying car is going to need to be fixed. You got to need to know that new cars are going to need to be fixed. If you haven't invested in something too, and you are a mechanic, I advise you, if you are a mechanic, to study diesel mechanic. To really study diesel mechanic. They are far and few between, but they do very well, and they make good money. So if you become a diesel mechanic, you have the advantage over a lot of people. So I want this video just to be aware of black people, to understand we are starting to shrink in many areas and many places in this economic process, and we really need to start supporting as many black businesses as possible and hold them accountable. I know a lot of black businesses, and all of them we're all doing the same thing. We're looking and putting up for good help, and other businesses as well. But I'm not talking about the other businesses. They handle it the way they handle it, and there's nothing wrong with the other businesses. I'm not saying that. I'm speaking to black people about the enhancement of the black businesses to have a better economic stronghold on which way we are moving forward, right? Because you can't go nowhere anymore and get black people to show up and show out unless it's a party or cookout, unless it's some type of event, somebody's death, you want to, release balloons and this, all that stuff. Everybody shows, but you can't get people to show up to a career event. You can't get people to pull up to a contract and say, "Hey, listen, how do I learn this? Can you teach me?" We don't think like that. But other people, if you see them, you watch how they work together. And another thing too, black folks, you need to start networking together, right? Stop being afraid to lose something that you can gain more of networking. I have a partner. He has his own business, but we do the same thing, and we network together. We share profits, right? We share profits. We share positioning, and we make sure that that we let each other know that, hey man, I need you to come help me. He'll call me, hey man, I need you to come help me, and we're not afraid to pick up the bill for whatever. And hey, this check came in for $10, and here's your $5, here's my $5. I don't need the check to come in for 10 and give him 2 and I take 8. No, because together we can get bigger. Together we can grow. Together we can continue to have a consistency, and that's what it is, right? So don't be afraid to network with someone who does what you do. Even restaurants, you guys get together, and if you have your business together, you guys can order and get better prices, right? Or if you are some type of retailer that gets some type of specialty supplies that you get it from overseas, you guys come together and you guys can order a container, and you guys can pay together for the container and divide all that stuff evenly and sell and to create a revenue, a financial revenue stream. But black people, we got to do better. We really have to. We need to start encouraging more. We need to get off our behinds and stop holding people in positions that they're not supposed to be in positions of. Stop acknowledging people that should not be acknowledged. Stop giving people praise that should not be given praise to. And we need to understand where our shortcomings are. Just look around you. Look how many signs are up for people looking for people for help. Look how many young black men, look how many black men period are just running around here doing nothing. They just just in the air, right? But then look at the other people. Not saying that they're not doing that, but their opportunities that they're given, they're taking more advantage of them than we are. They're supporting each other more than we are. And we are the ones, the originators, right? We started this, we created this. So black people, we got to get together. I get tired of the type of black folks that come to my business that, when I'm not around them, they're nodding. That's not us, folks. Those people sneak themselves in there and they give us false representation. And I've gotten rid of quite a few of those guys who will come in and they nod. And, they want you to believe that they don't nod, and you got to get rid of them. So, yeah, they sneak in there somehow. But, we got to be able to identify and pay people properly, right? And the only way you can pay people properly is that we have to support each other. If we don't support each other, we don't give enough revenue to come in, it's hard for us to pay people money to do services because you're bringing other people in, you're supporting other people, right? You just drive down the street, black people, and look at all the work that's being done in construction. I want you to tell me how many black businesses you see doing any work in people's houses. So then you wonder why your neighborhood, other people are driving around with brand new things and have big pretty houses, and they're moving in droves because you don't support us. So you don't support a black contractor. You just don't. Just look around. If you think I'm lying, just look around, and I want you to count on your hand how many people are getting work done on their house, and there's a black contractor, a black construction, a black remediation, a black landscaper, a black irrigation, a black roofer, a black paver, black concrete. Just tell me, black framers. Tell me where you see them at. And that's not because they're not out here. Trust me, I know all of them. I have great black contractors that we strive on integrity, we are committed to excellence, and we build relationships. But you prefer to give your money to the others because that is how we have been damaged and poisoned in our minds. That's how we've been poisoning our minds. I have guys who put in alarm systems and do electrical stuff on cars that are amazing. You should have a line going there. I have guys who do roofing, plumbing, electrical, pavers, siding, windows, doors, you name it. You name it. There's nothing you can't name that I don't have professional black men who I stand behind and guarantee 100%. We should be so busy that we should have a schedule. But no, we stand there and watch you hire other people that don't look like us, because that's how crazy you are. But I never see us working on their stuff because they don't like us. But you believe they do. That's why you give them all your money. You don't give it to me. Your son needs a job. I guarantee you ask them why they're hiring. I guarantee your son won't work for them. Me, customers ask me, are you hiring? I say yes. My son's looking for a job. Tell me, can he start Friday? Can he start Monday? And if you don't believe me, come to my job and ask these guys, some of these guys, how they got on. So guys, you got the game twisted. You know, Eric, my buddy Eric Dawson, you know, he started a business, and Grandma Emma's, look them up online. They need help all the time. He put people in great positions. He paid very well. You don't even have to work hard. It's food, right? You don't have to work hard. We're the same age group, and we're killing ourselves trying to just keep things going for black excellence. But when we get in front of black people, boy, they give us the hardest time. They take everything away from us. So just understand, it's not all the way across the board. And you know, you're gonna have people look at the video, they're gonna have their own negative response. I don't care about none of that. You can say whatever you want to say. Come spend some time with me, and I'll give your eyes a rude of awakening, right? And I'm only talking about black young folks. I don't want to talk about nobody else. Let somebody else talk about them, right? Because those people are thriving. Those people are doing good. They have their own issues. They know what they're dealing with. I only know what I'm dealing with, what looks like me. And I want to empower that, because I want to see more of that. I want to go down a block and see 6 houses being worked on, and there I see 6 black construction outfits making it happen. These young men are able to now take that money and go home and grow and develop, feed their families, teach other young black men and women who are working around them or that they're raising that this is possible. That's what I look forward to, because I know who I am and what I look like. And I want to stand next to those people that you keep hiring. I want to stand next to those people that you keep hiring, and I want to have the same new truck they have. I want to be able to build that same new house they have. I want to be able to take my family on the same vacation they have and look them dead in their face and let them know, we started this, we taught you guys. But our black people keep feeding you. You don't go up to the other neighborhoods. You're not up in the other neighborhoods. Go up there. Go up to some of the neighborhoods where you're not living, and I guarantee you don't see people like that. You don't see people up there like that. But on our neighborhoods, everybody comes out here to take all our money because you're so stupid to give it to them, and not continue to support and create and make your community as black as it should be, right? So, video was a long time coming. I'm tired of it. It's eating me up, and I just wanted to give this what it was due, and you can take it for what it's worth. But again, we have a responsibility to be able to create vision. And right now, our young black folks have no vision. They really have no vision. We're not giving it to them. And what I speak of is never 100%. It's only from my eyes only. There may be some place where it is phenomenal for you guys, but this is for those who know who it's for. So whether you like this video or not, it's all based on facts, truth from me, right? So if you don't like the video, nobody asking you to pay attention. If you do like the video, either pass it on or share it. You know, start creating some good, positive, influential processes. I'm not afraid to speak at any place. I tell people all the time, call me. I have great information. I can bring some great people. I've spoken at many of the trade schools, and I will continue to do so, because I want to see our black young men and our black women to be entrepreneurs or running entrepreneur systems and developments, and make things happen, because it's very possible. We are the truth. We are the beginning. Thank you all. I know it's a long video, but it's a very short message, because trust me, I can share information with you, bring people towards you who's making a ton of money, young black men and young women, and thriving, from the internet alone. But we need to be aware of that, right? The internet is very, very viable for us now. You need to be using it. You need to be using AI. You need to be taking advantage of old guys like myself who are books in the library, right? We are a dictionary. We are books in the library, and we can empower and enhance. And then with what you have and what I have, or what our generation have, you can really become powerful and thrive and make money. All right, guys, I'm out. Sorry about the long message, but like I said, I'll make it long. You invite me to speak anywhere, and I have tons and tons of information, and I love talking to us, right? I love talking to black people. That's what I love to do. I love to empower, enhance black people. I want to see more black people making money and doing things. That's just the way it is. It has nothing to do with anything other than you can think what you want to think. You can think what you want to think. Everybody empower their own. I empower my own. I'll work with anybody. I love everybody. But I separate myself out of those people to deal with the ones who look like me, because they're the ones I see being arrested. They're the ones I see driving cars 80 miles an hour down the street. They're the ones I see pulling people handles trying to get into their cars. They're the ones I see shooting and killing each other. They're the ones I see beating up their girlfriends, and the girlfriends beating them up. They're the ones I see abusing their children. This is what I see. This is what I see. That's why I speak up. All right, guys. So I'm here. Anybody's more than willing to reach out to me. I'll come anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I empower anywhere. I enhance. I listen to your message anywhere, right? Because I want to see us. I want to see us grow. I really want to see us grow.